Good afternoon, Vanguards. My name is Jaren, and I'm the Director of Public Relations for VITREUS. I'd like to welcome you to today's special AMA. We are grateful you are here and excited for today's broadcast. I am joined by our CEO, Chad, our COO, Brenton, our CTO, Tim, our CMO, Baron, and our Director of Product Design, Taylor. I'd like to take a moment to introduce you all to VITREUS. Our permissioned business-to-business blockchain will marry a niche market of the financial services sector with the next generation of ledger technology, which will aid in the automation of compliance-oriented tasks. Accompanying our ledger infrastructure is a series of high-powered financial services tools designed specifically to digitize everyday processes of our clients' companies. Today, we are joined by a very special team, our friends at innowise. innowise is our product development partner, and we are thrilled to have the opportunity to shine some light on them here shortly. Lastly, if you are new to VITREUS, you can visit our website, vitreus.io, and read our white paper to learn more. Now I'd like to hand the mic over to Chad. Chad, take it away.
Good morning, good afternoon. Thank you, Jaren. We are very excited to be here today with our new development partner team, innowise. I've been looking forward to this opportunity for a number of months since we've been engaging with innowise. Just to take a couple steps back first, we went through a very extensive process in seeking and interviewing a number of global development companies to look for the best fit for what we were trying to develop, which is a leading digital ecosystem designed for regulated entities to adhere and comply to regulatory pressures accordingly. So we're very excited to get into the weeds today with the innowise team. Alex and Andrew, thank you for being here. Alex, you and I are gonna do a lot of the interaction today, talking more of the business side of things. Tim and Andrew, y'all are gonna speak a little bit more of the granular weeds, technical aspects of our project and our company. And I'm very excited to get started today with both of you. If you could, Alex, just spend a little bit of time talking about innowise and your history and how you're set up as a company, and we'll go from there.
Hi, everyone. Glad to have you here, and thank you for this opportunity to speak on behalf of innowise. Thank you for introduction, Chad. Really excited about this project, and I'm thrilled that we have this opportunity to work together. So now I've prepared a short presentation about our company. So if it's possible to put it on the screen so that everyone can see it, that would be great. Thanks. So I can start quick overview of our company. So innowise is the software development hub that has been created more than 16 years ago, and at this moment we grew to the team of more than 1,500 IT consultants that is operating all across the globe. We have completed so far more than 600 projects of different kinds, and I'll talk about it later on a bit. And generally speaking, we are focusing on software development, and we help other businesses to come to us and bring their ideas into reality and create a solution based on their needs. So this is what we're doing. This is how we help other businesses in this world. And if you talk more about what we've done so far and what we have achieved, so as you can see, this is the list of achievements and certificates, different kind of publications that you can easily find about us on the web. So you can go through all the reviews about our performance previously on Clutch. We're now in the process of getting ISO certificates. We have a few publications on the Forbes magazine, and we are listed among different rankings of the best software development, including obviously the blockchain solution development. That's how VITREUS stumbled upon us, as far as I know, actually. So we're now getting global. We are sitting in Warsaw, where we have our headquarters, and we're mainly located in Poland, although we have other offices all across Europe, which are now present as well in Lithuania, in Georgia, and in Germany. And we have a few more offices that we're about to open in 2023, including US, UK, Belgium, Italy, and United Arab Emirates. Now, so just to go you through the like, profile of like the client base that we have at this moment, those are just a few numbers. So as I said, number of clients and projects that we have worked with like is really big. And I think more importantly is to talk about like what's our specialization. So as you imagine the size of our company, uh, and the number of years that we are in the business just tells that like we're not focused on a particular technology, but rather we can go through like all complex solutions and create like really tremendous things. So like we have particular like portfolio in fintech, in edutech, in health and health tech domain. We've been focusing on blockchain for the past few years, and since then we have done dozens of the projects. We also have great background in the logistics, transportation, everything related to this. But the truth is that now uh, the world is so dynamic and the things are popping up so quickly that like you cannot just simply speak about one particular technology. Let's say now, and this is what Andrew's going to talk about later on. Everyone's trying to apply AI, ML technology, and we have a particular we have a separate department in our company. It's more than 50 employees that are just taking care of all these data science, AI, ML technology processes uh, that we apply to different projects, including VITREUS. So this is the list of like what we can do when it comes to like blockchain solutions, and like to keep it simple, we can do everything. But maybe just in case you can you wanted to read through it, like this is the list of what we particularly can help you with, just in case. And yeah, now I think I've already spoke enough about like who we are, what we're doing. I'd like to speak more about like how we started working with Vitreous, and this was quite a unique case actually, because as I said, we've been operating in the blockchain domain for quite a while, and we have seen many projects, quite a few to say the least. And then uh, Vitreous came to us with their idea, and we understood that it has something unique. It's not typical. It it just goes beyond like what like most of the companies are asking. So it's thinking like a few steps ahead, and they came to us with the brilliant like business idea and a lot of materials that we need to analyze. And then they said, hey guys, can you please like brainstorm and come up with some kind of like an idea of like how the architecture should look like. I mean, they gave us all the materials and gave us their vision, but still we had to do our job. So, and this is how the workflow starts. So whenever you come to innowise, the first step is the analysis. So like deep dive business analysis that allows us to together with the company partner establish, most importantly, the architecture of the future solution, understand what are the technical requirements, what shall be the team involved in the production, what is the duration of the project, how much time it will take to create it, and obviously like at the end like we also like calculated the estimated budget. Now, as soon as we are done through this part, like of course we share it with our partners, and then we have round. I think in our case it was 3 or 4 rounds of like improvement, like this.
Yeah, we were hard on you, Alex. We were hard on you.
Yeah. So it was quite a agile approach to say the least.
But
And yeah,
you rose to the occasion, and
yeah,
that's what we appreciate. When you have someone like Taylor on our team who thinks so far outside of the box and so creatively and comes up with this concept and puts it onto paper and brings it to the technicians, it's the big deal is whether or not it works. And so going through the process of more or less doing a feasibility study on the various components of the design takes a long time. That's what we've been working on for the past couple of months, right?
Yep. Yep.
and so like now like as we've passed by the very first step so of analyzing, coming up with an architecture and so on, we're moving to the development, to the like software solution creation, and we already started production. So like we already discussed this with the guys, and just to explain how we communicate. So we first of all, of course, we have joint space for communication, like the joint chat where everyone is present, and we have on the daily basis discussion of what's going on within the project, the statuses and the updates. We also have regular calls. So far we've had this series of workshops that allowed us to narrow down the scope of work, to understand what are the key expectations and how we see uh, uh, how we see the solutions to look like for the MVP stage as well as for the further development. And later on we would like to stick to this process and have this regular communication, both in chat format as well as in series of calls that we have on the regular basis. Right.
So Alex,
And
what I liked about how you guys approached this is, after we had the architecture defined, then we went through a 2-week discovery process where we really focused on the data, making sure the functional requirements were met in the architecture, even before you guys recommended any design elements. I think that's a huge benefit for us and your go-to-market strategy, how you naturally build architecture and requirements into the approach from the beginning.
thank you, Tim. And I think it was really crucial, and it's great that we've done this discovery phase, because now we understand much better what shall be the scope of work, how big and impressive is the project itself. And I think that during these brainstorm sessions, you guys shared with us so many great ideas that were not present initially, right?
Yeah.
So Andrew will speak about it more later, but yeah, I was just I'm constantly in touch with the team, and as you know, there are so many people working on your project now, and they're so enthusiastic. They said we need to read a lot of materials, and it's getting
Yeah, we
real
gave you
more
homework.
and
We
more.
definitely gave you homework.
Yeah, but it's good. Yeah, so you are the ideal partner, because you give us all information that we need, and then our job is just to be a technical partner and implement this and bring it into reality and make it work.
Perfect.
Okay, so
We
I think
before we go on, we went through an initial process to determine how we wanted to even handle the development. And a lot of the projects and companies out there today, they tend to go piecemeal teams together and build an internal effort to roll out certain types of technologies. And what we felt like we would incur is a lot of headaches and a lot of hurdles to try to generate chemistry and to fit multiple pieces of a puzzle together that would just serve as distractions in trying to get a product to the finish line. So we felt like it was going to be most strategic to find an external partner who could bring significant experience, significant success, breadth of a specialty, all together, and get started right out of the gate, rather than trying to maneuver your way through various labor issues and trying to make sure a team works together to do the right thing. So we felt like the best effort was going to be to bring a third-party team in, and we sought that this partnership with innowise. From the get-go, we felt really confident that you knew exactly what you were doing. Your breadth of expertise was going to be able to bring all the various aspects of what we needed to the table immediately. And we could assemble the team in 2 or 3 days that was necessary to roll out what we wanted, rather than spending 3 to 5 months trying to put a team together internally. So we felt it was really important for us to just go right out of the gate and find the right team to partner with. And we're super excited with the team that we found, for sure.
Agreed. Well said.
thank you so much, Chad, for this work. Really appreciate this, and yeah, I totally support your idea. And I think that this is how actually US progress that much in the world, right? You just need to do what you know how to do. So you just need to have
Yeah.
specialized, and this is what we've been doing for 16 years. That's why, and we have established team that's been previously working on similar projects. So we have a structure. We have the developers. We have the business analyst involved. We have obviously the people that are taking care of the stabilization of the process, the project manager that is coordinating the whole work. So the solution architect. So all together, they already established team dedicated to just your project, and we know what to do, and I think, yeah, this is the best approach possible in this case. And I think from my end, this is what I wanted to say. In case anyone have questions, guys, you have this ability to drop off the comment or query. Just let me know, and I would like to pass the floor to my colleague and the principal business analyst at innowise, Andrew.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrew, for being here. We understand you to be the technical aspect of your joint partnership there with Alex, and so we'll lean pretty heavily on the technical discussion today with you. By the way, Andrew, I think you're on mute as well.
I know. I know that I'm mute, but now I'm mute. Yeah, here. Okay. First of all, I want to say that I really appreciate, to speak about it and say, I know how many efforts we spent to develop for first stage and when we built our architecture, and it's really cool for me that I can present and maybe light some ideas that we put inside our documentation and inside of architecture of VITREUS. Okay.
One of the things that drew us to you, by the way, was your sense of organization. And when you take a project as big and as elaborate as ours, understanding how you break that down into a manageable workload and the process and the sequence in which you work on certain things, and being able to communicate that simply to people like me is really important. And that helped you all stand out in the way that you just compartmentalize and you simplify how it's going to work and how you're going to build this. That's what drew me to you. And I know Tim was really attracted to your sense of organization as well. If you could just spend a little bit of time talking through the project, the build, the timeline, that would be great.
Okay. We decided to separate our development process for a few stages. And we started from the first stages is from planning phase. Most of which is particularly over at this point. And our team worked closely with all of stakeholders to identify all of goals and business aspects of the project. And also we thought a lot about technical questions about blockchains for sure, about ML and other stuff, everything around it, and we combine it. And I can say that for now we have much more we have a better understanding how to do it here. The next stage will be a development phase, and for this solution we should start to build like a basic layer. Basic layer is about blockchains. I think that maybe that these blockchains include several layers, and the first layers, for example, is for storing data. The second layers is for computing data, and it's too close to ML technologies here. And the third is the business layers. It's like everything, we call it like a parachains, and inside our solution everything work together to create like the most impressive, honestly, project that we made before. And because of our previous experience, because as Alex mentioned, we create a lot of different blockchain projects, we should use all of our knowledges, all of our skills and previous relevant experience to provide the best quality of projects that will build on top of our solutions, on top of VITREUS. And I think it's our like a comparative advantage that we will provide to end business. And I'm sure that we try to build something that can will be like a widespread, and we just get the possibilities to add more businesses with more specific tasks. And we will cover all of it with using basic layer that we will do on the second stage, I can say.
Yeah, to touch on that, Andrew, to expand, we another advantage of this is the infrastructure. Wouldn't you agree? The fact that we will be deploying this in a global fashion from the beginning, right? We can deploy it anywhere around the world, around 200 data centers, including the business layers. So to expand on what Andrew just said, not only we have already started our development, but our environment, our infrastructure, we're not approaching this traditionally, right? We are going to be using truly distributed infrastructure and partnerships with Red Hat and others, which we're really excited about because our technology stacks have been defined. And having the subject matter expertise of innowise to bring this idea is critical because this hasn't been built before. And so some of this was conceptual until the design is done. But we're going to be. Can we put that chart back up, Alex, with the build? Thank you. I'm very impressed
by Baron.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm very impressed with this approach because our target to get the first iteration of this built so that the actual blockchain technology and the AI is targeted for July of this year.
And what I want to say is that we will combine some technologies that already exist. We will reuse. We don't want to do everything from scratch, because it's unreasonable here, and better to reuse something like, for example, like substrates, for example, and some maybe architecture solutions, something like maybe polygons and parachains. And the best options here is to reuse it because it will be like upscalable system, and we will provide additional possibilities to add more and more business after times, for sure. And also because as Alex mentioned, we are like outsourced development company. We faced with project for example, like identification of users, like KYC process, and to make everything clear from a regulatory perspective, it's also like we also will use something like KYC, and maybe someone know what is soul-bound NFTs. It's also like NFTs that can't be sent to another wallet and other options, but it will work like identification for end users, and we also will implement something like this in the VITREUS, to make sure that everything work normally from regulatory perspective. What I want to say.
Yep, and that's a huge go-to-market strategy by being able to digitize a KYC identity and provide that across organizations. There are market analysis from Citi, Gartner that specifically outline, and that's what we're building today, and it will be done, as I said, target of July. So why don't we speak to this, Andrew? Talk about we mentioned it, Chad mentioned it a little earlier, just the combined approach and innowise's depth and expertise, and how we're going to be doing this in multiple work streams across different subject matter experts.
Here on the picture we see just a first milestone. It's about development process for blockchain technologies. It's like a basic layer for the next stages, and I can say right now that we already start to run some nodes, to build some nodes. That will today is really the first day when we started to write the code, and it's like a cool news, and we are really happy to say it here on this session.
Good. Well, we're happy to have you as well, and we're very happy to have your expertise to build out this very unique platform.
Andrew, now that we've moved our way into the development phase and we've passed milestone 1, if you will, Baron, can you pull that chart back up? And Andrew, can you walk us through the allocation of resources and how you were thinking in terms of when things and when efforts show up at what times, and then talk about the total required number of hours for that effort as well?
Yeah, sure. Here we see like for sure we need a project manager specialist, yeah, who will control all what happened on the project, and one more BI specialist is a person who will take care about requirements, any like technical solutions, and for sure we also will have like a solution architecture, like our brilliant experts, yeah, who will provide more ideas how everything should work together, and how it will be. Domain expert, yeah, that's me, and I will just help to, and I will consult the team, and we'll try to find the best options how to implement something. Yeah, for sure. The main persons here is Rust developers, is who will build the nodes, who will build how it will work together, and start to run in the nodes, and start to run in the blockchains on the different layers, for sure. Also, we will have someone like UI and UX specialist who will take care about user experience and user interface, and how everything will looks like from the different point of views from the different persons who just everyone who will participate in the system. And a QI specialist is someone who will test everything that we firstly imagine after development, and QI specialist will come at the end and say, we should to maybe do it better, or we will put it like this. And DevOps is also our one of our maybe the key guys who will run the nodes, yeah, put the blockchains, and starting to produce in the blocks here. Yeah, I think that I described all of. Oh, yeah,
you
and
did.
one more person is a ML specialist who will jump somewhere near the end of the first milestone, and start thinking about next step. It's like a something that we will prepare before the next milestone.
Yeah, and that's when we start getting into the data modeling, right? So we'll have our ComplyQ generative learning model built, and this is where we start really the training and getting our first targeted sector of the registered investment advisors for the ComplyQ intelligence engine. And I'm very excited about this first milestone, because building out this blockchain in a way that can be distributed across, like I said, easily 200 data centers with some of our other technology partners, but also just learning about the data sets and the efficiencies that we're going to be able to provide with this technology is very, very promising. So I'm very excited to see what happens over the next 3 months.
Andrew, can you spend a little bit of time talking about timeline on a larger scale, and not specifically to the development phase, but the entire phase? I think a big question, or a big concern, maybe not a concern of the community, is when will this be done, and when are we going to launch the coin? So can we work backwards from now until later in this year in Q4 through testing and all of that, and just talk through the process at a high level, and begin to set some expectations time-wise on when we'll be ready for all that?
Okay, it's as I mentioned, we start from building blockchain, but after the next step is we will build different parachains for different businesses, and one of it will be like parachains with tokens with possibility to create in smart contract. And I think that we will place a special tokens here on this stage, and I think that it will be possible to do it maybe in a few months after the first milestone, something like this. And in this period, it will be about token creation for VITREUS.
Yeah, so we're talking around, just to be clear, the September October timeframe, correct?
Well, I mean, I was clarifying this point before our online stream, so like I can elaborate on this. So the first milestone that you all have seen on the screen includes like the core of the functionality, and as we said that like we expect this to be delivered within 12 weeks, which is approximately 3 months. So now you can calculate, which was like May, June, and July. So at the end of July, you're gonna have this first milestone delivered. Then, starting from this moment, we think it will be like 3 to 4 months to deliver the coin itself. So in total, as we have discussed previously, since the beginning of work, we estimate this to be done within like 6 to 7 months. Again, so like if this is like what we all agreed on and what we're happy about, like we can stick to those deadlines. Otherwise, as we've said to you since the very beginning, we're flexible, and if you prioritize some of the functionality, some of the parts of the project that you want us to deliver as soon as possible, we always can discuss the way how we can speed up the development part and bring it live earlier.
Right.
Well, you all know the cryptocurrency space, and you know our level of patience that we carry as a crypto enthusiast. But you know, we've since the beginning, since I think January 19th, we've been communicating with the community that that Q4 is a realistic time frame to have all of this ready and rolled out and ready to take to market and test, with Collaborative Wealth as the first beta tester. So I think, you know, with what we're hearing today and after digesting the details of the timeline and the planning, I think we're right on schedule there. So the original expectation that Q4 is going to be our realistic go day is still intact, everybody. So this was intended to kind of start to talk about the details and get a credible source behind us that can translate the details of the timeline and the process and justify why we think Q4 is realistic. So there you have it, everybody. We're ready to go. We're on schedule. We're started. You heard they just started coding today. I told the community it started yesterday, so I think we're one day off. But all said, we're very excited to be moving forward with this build. We're very excited about the innowise team. We communicate all day, every day with the innowise team. So they are, in essence, an extension of us as an internal team of VITREUS. And we couldn't be more excited and more happy with the choice that we made to work with you all. Anything else that Tim, Andrew, Alex, that anybody wants to add before we go to the community and get some questions?
No.
Good, Jaron, if you want to open that up with the community, is there anything that we need to address there?
Yeah, we got some questions. So this one kind of goes to one of the points that we had on our talking sheet. It says, what aspects of Trumpet, NFT Pro, and Zero Beta customer reviews got you excited to work with them, and why are you excited about partnering with VITREUS compared to others? I'll put it up here at the bottom. I believe this is based on your presentation. You had them down as reviews. Like, why were you excited about them, and how do we differ from other stuff that you've worked for in the past? Why are you excited about VITREUS?
All right, so like I'm just trying to understand, because like it seems that like the first three examples are like clients or partners in some way. So like, is this the question to you guys, or is this question to us, why we decided to work with the projects like NFT Pro?
Why are we better?
Yeah, why do we different? How do we stack up against other projects that you've worked with? Like, what excites you about VITREUS?
I mean, like I can start by speaking about the business side. And so, like as I said, what I really liked, the very first impression was that like you guys really serious about what you're doing, and you know exactly what you want, and even beyond. So and so the way how you handle all the communication, how fast you were when it comes to responses, how much you wanted to push it forward, like as much as we wanted, and this was really great. And I think we started rolling stones real quick since the very beginning. And also, like, I've been like all the blockchain based projects going through myself and innowise, and what I can tell you is that like you are just different. You differentiate yourself from the 95% of like what is on the market when it comes to blockchain technology, right? So most of the people, I believe, don't understand its crucial value, its core value. So
Yeah.
what you do, and most of the blockchain project that they're just based on the hype around uh, one type of technology or another. So like NFT sounds good. Then like coins, perfect. No, but what you look into deep, and you understand the decentralization as such, like it helps to create the value, and then you understand how exactly to use this to bring this value. Then you just make the synergy with the AI ML, and as a result you get a great product that can make a life of many companies and
Smart
users
chain.
simpler. Right.
There it
Right.
is.
This is the keyword. So this is my point of view. Andrew, maybe you can speak more about the technical aspect of this project.
Yeah, with pleasure. From technical perspective, all of our previous projects, like maybe private blockchains for businesses or a decentralized exchange or sometimes NFT marketplaces, yeah, it's just a finished project, yeah. But VITREUS is something that includes all of it inside, like we will create like some separately parachains for businesses, yeah. Before it was just a finished project. Here is just the beginning, yeah, and it's something that we really like to do because it's infrastructure project. It's not something that we can say that, oh, here is the start and here is the finish. Yeah, it's something that for to the future will provide it.
Yeah, so last time we spoke with the team, we actually understand that we have something to build during the next 2 years at least, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're gonna deliver what we first agreed upon, but then if we talk about like extra functionalities that we've discussed during the series of workshops, well, I mean, it's impressive, and like I'm looking forward to come up with this.
Yeah, historically, the space saw blockchain as a transaction mechanism to keep track of crypto-related transactions, more or less. And that, for the most part, was the extent of what we understood blockchain to service as. And what we're doing is we're coming in and we're looking at blockchain as an infrastructure mechanism and not necessarily as just a ledger or a transaction-based mechanism. And also, traditionally, those blockchains have served in a gas-based environment too, right? So building a gasless environment and turning that into a what we call smart chain as a service type infrastructure, I believe is going to be leading this space into a new phase, which is what I call crypto 2.0, but it'll be utilizing these technologies in a way that bring significant operational value to organizations in a way that they can adopt an already built infrastructure and not have to recreate things from scratch.
Yeah.
So I believe our business model allows for so many different pivots down the road. As we start to see the space mature a little bit, we can begin taking that maturity and overlaying it onto our existing infrastructure in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
So what we're building today, what we're calling as our MVP, is only the beginning.
Yes.
After it's built, then we bring significant value in ways of added products overlaid on the infrastructure that bring even more value to those end user organizations. So we're very excited. We see very clearly how we differentiate from the rest of the market. And from here on out, it all becomes a way of simplifying our messaging, because everybody knows our plan, our business is as complicated as it gets. So our challenge has been, how do we make that complicated idea, that complicated concept, and make it simple? for both businesses and crypto purchasers to get on the train together. So really good stuff going on. Jaron, do you want to go to another question if we have one?
Yeah, I think Alex touched on this question a little bit, so I'll let Tim and Chad actually answer this one. It says, what factors contribute to a successful long-term collaborations with partners, and how do you ensure effective communication and collaboration with your partners?
Great question. So I'll expand on what we've already answered. So one of the main aspects of communication, as Alex and Andrew stated, is understanding what you need to build and building the requirements around that. And innowise, having the depth, as Chad mentioned earlier, where they have business analysts, AI, ML, UI, blockchain, DevOps, all of these expertise are very unique and difficult to find or even foster. So we're looking forward to, as we build out this current MVP, which it's a minimal viable product only because it represents a portion of our product offering. It will be a revenue ready production 3-layer blockchain with a fully stacked learned AI model for ComplyQ in the RIA space. But we won't stop communicating about the next phases. As a matter of fact, Alex and I have already begun communications for the next phases. We'll bring in Andrew and Alexander and other folks from the innowise side and continue to build upon that. And it's my responsibility to ensure that we are, directionalizing these, prioritizing, and mapping the technology builds into sales revenue streams, because that's the ultimate goal, is to get these out into the market. And so other aspects that have been built out is heavy collaboration between our technology partners and innowise that we'll be using, so that when we do have opportunities in places like the UK or Canada or the different aspects of the United States, we're not limited to a geographic aspect as far as where our technology will be built. So we're building this in an infrastructure distributed fashion as well. Other considerations, we spend a lot of time on security, cybersecurity, right? So zero trust along with blockchain is built in, and zero trust at different layers. So we've got some very innovative security measures that will be interlaid upon as well. So, it's just a pleasure to work with a group of people who are subject matter experts, who know how to deploy things globally, securely, on time, and we're constantly collaborating back and forth. They take our ideas, they come back with architectures and other responses that we would not have thought of. So it's a very healthy relationship.
So on that note, given the increasing demand for innovation and agility in software development, how do you approach balancing rapid development and ensuring high quality products that meet clients' long-term needs?
Sure. I'll start this, Tim, and then you can take it from the technical side. And I'll keep it pretty simple. Innovation, we look at, when we go to an idea and we try to evaluate potential value that idea can bring to our platform, our ecosystem, we want something that's different. I communicated it to the community yesterday. I said, bring me something that is completely different than what is out there, and we'll start there. Because if it's not different, if it's just a variation or a kind of a spin-off or whatever concept that we're dealing with, I'm not interested. I want forward-looking, forward-leaning, innovative, pioneering ideas that have never been done before. And so that's where, when we get those types of creative thinkers, that's what's going to change the space. The more people that we have thinking that way, and the less people we have trying to come on and do the exact same thing as Project A, the faster that this space is going to develop, the faster we'll get to mainstream adoption, and the faster this becomes a true separated asset class from an investability standpoint. Mm-hmm. So that's the high level there. Tim, do you want to get into the granular?
Absolutely. So when you take a vision like that, you think big, you move fast, and you start small. And that is exactly what we're doing with this MVP. It's the basics. It's VITREUS essentials. It's our chain. It's how we're going to build our generative AI model. It's how we're learning. So we know what we need to take on, and that is not driven by technology. It's driven by market analysis from a sales go-to-market perspective. So we spent months figuring out who we wanted to talk to, how we're going to talk to them, and the entire build process has an end state design based on the user type or the sector, if you will, and how we're going to take that. So everything that we do is based on a go-to-market revenue realization model, and then we back that into a technology approach, and then we give that idea over to innowise, and that's what turns it into a product. And we will be doing this in future iterations as well, around banking, financial services, insurance, but we're also thinking about other heavily regulated sectors, and we're also thinking about other jurisdictions in other countries. And so that is how we ensure we're connected to the market. This isn't just an idea where we have an idea and we're going to build it and they will come. There is very specific market research that goes into these builds, so we know who we're going to be talking to when we go out there and bring this to market.
Alex or Andrew, do you want to add anything to that?
Maybe like what I was thinking of, and I think I've mentioned this before, is that like what guys are doing, they're just looking at the core value of the technology, and if they apply something to the project, it's not because like it's now well spoken and like people are interested into it, but because it gives value and utility, provides utility to the final client, to the final user.
Yeah, well said.
It stems back to taking what we know and throwing it away.
Yep.
Yes.
And starting new and dreaming and coming up with ideas on how the utility value of what we're building can be expanded upon. So, when we were kids, we were great at creativity. As we age, as we get older, that creativity kind of works its way out of the way we operate day to day, and we get constrained by the box of understanding how things currently are. So when we came in and we started to sit down and tried to, brainstorm what we're building here, we said, let's break down the walls. Let's get rid of the box. Let's think outside. What do we want crypto to be? And let's work backwards from there. So the innovation is not going to stop. And if we continue to adopt that way of thinking, and this just is answering the question, if we adopt that way of thinking moving forward, no matter what innovation is doing, we're always going to be on the forefront. And we're going to miss sometimes, but we're going to hit in big ways on the ones that do. Yep. And that's going to be the exciting part. So,
well, and I think it goes back to the point earlier about a lot of people in this space are rehashing the same thing: Launchpad, NFTs, a game, whatever. There's not a whole lot of projects who are innovating something new and different. So the ones that do, they're definitely going to have a competitive edge as crypto evolves.
I call that the happy meal. I call that the happy meal among the team. So we are not building a happy meal, obviously. We're building something absolutely brand new. We are changing the way companies and organizations will use their data, how they'll store their data. And we have some new ideas that are going to be coming in the next few weeks too, that I know that everybody's going to get very excited for. So
yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
All right. So our last question, I think this is more geared towards Alex and Andrew. It says, you mentioned QI and other experts do testing of your product development to ensure it's working to spec. In my experience, it's important to ensure the product also works from a user's perspective. How does innowise ensure the products are technically sound as well as user friendly?
Yeah, I mean, like maybe again, like I shall start. So like I think we're talking about a quality assurance specialist, so it's like QA specialist. And yeah, when we like put these guys on the project, so definitely we take care of like both the aspect of the production of the development. So like we check like if there are any bugs and like everything works well as we later on manually check the user flow, the user experience, and make sure that like the user's perspective, as it was mentioned, like everything works well. So I think, yeah, we just we'll look at this from two angles, the way how it works, how sufficient it works, and the way how the final user perceives it.
Yeah, and I'll add to that, Alex. So during our discovery phase that we finished over the last couple of weeks, we've already started interacting with the users, at our first client, which is Collaborative Wealth. So we're starting with that information going into that testing in the UI, and then before it's released, as Chad's mentioned several times, Collaborative Wealth will be our first client, which will be the usability testing, the user interactions, and all of those things. So very excited about that. But yes, we will very much. Another aspect that we're doing is we're building out our advisory boards with domain experts from the different sectors, so banking, credit unions, and insurance, and so on. And those experts will be critical in the beginning inputs for the data collections for the next products that we release, but also during development, and then of course final testing and release as well. So
Andrew, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, I want to add something. We just finished the first planning stage, but and we understand that even tomorrow I will have a conversation with our QI specialist. We just started to create the basic layer, basic blockchains, starting to development nodes, but we already start speaking with our QA specialist to make sure that end product will provide a lot of qualities and a lot of possibilities for end users. Yeah.
Awesome. So I think that's it we have for questions. Chad, did you want to go ahead and go around the horn for final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah, this has been really good today. We've done exactly what I was hoping we would do, which was get our newest partner, second newest partner, into this collaborative environment where we could just talk about the project, talk about the timeline, look out in front of us, get your insight on how we compare to other projects that you've created up to this point. And I think we've completed that. So we thank Alex, you and Andrew for being here today. This is something that we want to do with every partner. Every time we bring on a partner, we want to get into a collaborative forum here like this and just talk about how it's going to work, why we chose the partner we did, and the function and partnership defined moving forward too. So expect more of these. Every time that we bring somebody on as a new partner, we're going to be translating that over into a first person environment where you can bring your questions and ask them specifically. But thank you for being here today, Andrew, Alex. Very, very much looking forward to our partnership moving forward. Tim?
I couldn't agree more. I am very excited to have this very experienced global team. It's really nice to hear experts come in and validate the differentiators that we have going to the market. So I am really excited to get this stuff built over the next couple months.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for having this opportunity to speak and talk about our partnership and the project. And I know that some people will watch this video later on. So in case someone gonna have questions towards us, towards VITREUS, I mean, you're more than open to leave your query in any possible way. You can contact us directly. You can send it through the guys. You can leave the comment on YouTube or any other platform. We're here to answer your questions and be as much transparent as possible. So as you know, all the financial crises happen because of information asymmetry. So we're trying and doing our best to avoid this information asymmetry. We're transparent and open to you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you, Alex.
Did you have any final thoughts? No? You're on mute.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming today. We're really excited that we got to shine a little light on our friends at innowise. We want to thank Alex and Andrew for joining us today, as well as our entire team who is here. We kind of shoved them in the background, but they were here, and we're grateful for all of them. So we're grateful for, Tim, Brenton, Taylor, Baron, Chad, everybody. But most of all, we are grateful for our community, the ones who are already on the ride for Vitreous and the ones who are, maybe testing the water. So we hope that you will, join our socials. We have a Discord, we have a Telegram. We are always there. The team is always around to answer questions. You can reach out to us on Twitter or any of our other social platforms like Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And we will be happy to connect with you there. So thank you guys for coming. We hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everyone.
Bye.